tell the audience about writer's test, and then we'll do the audience participation.
Basically, I wrote this writer's test as a guideline for what you need to learn as a person about yourself and the world around you by taking this test. But basically, basically what I'm asking you is, you need to think about how smart are you, how much education do you have, how insightful are you, how much imagination do you have, and how much experience in life do you have. And you want all of these things, and what areas you're weak in, these are the things you need to work on. Like you need to work on your vocabulary skills. Though that question isn't in there, we threw that one out because of time reasons, because we could do the whole show on the writer's test, and it could go on for quite a while. So we're doing the Reader's Digest condensed version of this.
Right, we are doing the Reader's Digest version. This is Sun Tzu, The Art of Writing, and this is the portion. Actually, the test that he has in the manuscript is 40 questions, but for time purposes, we're going to whittle this down to 15. And so hopefully you have your pen and pad ready to go, 15 questions, and just add up the points as we go along. First one. Are you smarter than most people?
That's a question you got to ask yourself.
Are you smarter than most people?
And if you're not, then maybe you don't want to be a writer. You want to be a reader instead, or maybe you just want to watch professional wrestling the rest of your life. I don't know.
So that's 5 points. That's 5 points. So just number one right off the bat. Are you smarter than most people?
If not,
yes,
maybe you should be a sports fan.
5 points. Okay, number 2. Are you insightful? Like Sherlock Holmes. In other words, can you find the truth before most other people can figure it out? And that, read between the lines, I take it like that,
Yeah. Well,
insightful, read between the lines, kind of get it.
Well, it's interesting because there's that case.
That's 5 points if you think. Go ahead.
My own father, he was watching that case of that woman who drowned her 2 kids and blamed it on this black man who didn't even exist. It was a figment of her imagination. And he saw the interview with her, and he figured out right away, he told me, she killed her kids, and that she made the whole story up. So if you have that type of insightfulness, that's a good thing.
Okay. Now this would be number 3. This is 5 points also. Are you? Oh, looking over here. Thanks, Rob, for that cue. Are you highly opinionated? Are you highly opinionated? If yes, add another 5 points. Give yourself 5. Are you highly opinionated?
Yeah.
Any comments on that?
Yeah, because if you don't have any opinions on things, if you're not passionate about anything, why are you being a writer? You need to be opinionated.
Right. Okay. Number 4. This one is, have you ever won a writing award? Have you ever won a writing award? Now,
Hugo, Oscar,
right. I guess there's a disclaimer here. Consider yourself a great writer. If you've already gotten an award, stop taking this test. You have an A. Okay, so that's the disclaimer. So if you have won an award, you're all good. You are a screenwriter or a potential screenwriter. Let's go on to number 5. Number 5. Have you graduated from college? Now, add 1 point for each year completed. Now, let's see. Gosh, that would give me about 10 right there. Yeah, so that would be 10 points just right there.
Yeah, you're good to go. You're
on those half semesters at Kirkwood for 6 credit hours, each year completed, right? Anyway, so yes, number 5, have you graduated from college, and add 1 point for each year completed. I guess that's up. Yeah, anyway, number 6. Now this one is worth 10 points. Do you have an active imagination? So if you think you have an active imagination, you add 10 points. That's number 6.
Well, let me give you an example. Harry Beatrice Potter, who wrote those bunny books, she had a very active imagination. And because of that, she was a great children's writer. So that's a huge asset. Technical difficulties, please stand by.
Am I too hot on the mic here?
Am I okay? You're
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Number 7. Number 7. Have you ever had an attempt on your life?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an attempt on your life? Now, if yes, add a point for each attempt. And if it's over 10, congratulations for still being alive. There is a 10-point limit.
But basically, I'm saying, you need to have some real life experiences. And that is a real life experience, and that's an interesting experience you can write about. I mean, I've had more attempts on my life than James Bond and all his movies combined. But I only give myself 10 points.
All right. So that was number 7. We're on to number 8. Have you ever been in law enforcement or in jail? If yes to either question, add 5.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole idea behind that is, you need to get out and experience something. Whether you're on law enforcement or on the other side, you've experienced something and you have an opinion of how things work and what's going on there. And you have some firsthand knowledge of things, and that's very important for a writer.
All right. Number 10. Have you ever been homeless or had to survive by your wits? Homeless or had to survive by your wits? Add 5 points. That's number 10. Yeah. Number 11. Well, actually, have we gone down to 10? I may have skipped. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was actually 9. This is actually number 10. This is 10. So I'm sure if you were paying attention at home, you would have caught that. Yeah. Okay. So this is number 10. Anyway, have you traveled around the world? What about just traveling around the United States? Doesn't count?
Well, traveling around the United States is better than nothing, but if you traveled around the world, you got to meet and see different cultures and interact with different languages. That's a much bigger experience than just traveling around the United States. But traveling around the United States helps. But I think if you can, it'd be great for you to get out.
Have you left the borders? Have you left the borders of this fine country? Yeah. Add 5 points. Right. Add 5 points. Following along, this would be number 11. Have you ever had to break the law to survive or eat? Add 5 points. Add 5 points.
And again, it's the whole life experience idea. You've experienced something.
That would be number 11. We're on, this is the Reader's Digest shortened version. Let's see, that would be 11. This would be 12. 13 for okay. Have you ever been in rehab? Add 5 points.
I'm not encouraging people to go to rehab or become junkies, but I'm saying that is an interesting life experience you can draw from.
You only get 5 points for going to rehab. Now, the return rehab, no points.
No points.
No points for the return.
Yeah, we got to draw the line somewhere.
You get your cutoff at 5. You only get your 5. The returns, no extra 5.
I'm not trying
you
to encourage people to go,
I always say quitters never win, okay? Quitters never win.
And rehab is for quitters.
And winners never quit. Anyway, that's just me. We are on to number 13. If you're scoring at home, have you ever run your own business? If you've run your own business, you add 5 points.
Because that's a good skill, and you learn a lot from running your own business.
Right, being out there on your own. We are to number 14. Number 14, were you ever in the service? Served in the armed forces in any capacity? You add 5 points. And the last one, which is similar to this, were you ever in combat, saw action of any kind? You add 5 points. So,
like if someone ever came at you with a knife, tried to
that was 15.
That was 15. You get 5 points for that.
So that was 15.